All right, hello Algebra 1 students. You should have in front of you your data, center, and spread sheet. And what we're going to be doing for the next two and a half weeks is our unit on statistics. And this is really to remind you of the statistics that you already know. So when you're asked to find the median and the mean and the range, what we're really asking is the mean and the median represent what's happening at the middle of the data set. Okay, and the spread is that range. What is, like, how far apart are those data points? And so we're going to look at first what happens when you're given your data as a list of numbers. Okay, it's just a list of all these data points. So let's take a look at the first one. The first one is going to be annual precipitation. This is not representative of Wyoming. I wish we would have 48 or 64 inches of rain some years, but we don't. So whenever you are presented with a data set, a bunch of numbers that describe something that someone has collected, you first have to put it in order. So what I like to do is I like to take my data set here and I'm looking for the smallest data point. And then I cross it off, so then I know I've done it. My next one is going to be 10.2. All right, so pause the video here, and you need to put your data set from the smallest all the way out to the largest. All right, guys, so this is what your page should look like. Now, I'm trying to fit a bunch of things in, so I didn't get a chance to move this direction. So I couldn't put my list in just one giant number line, but that'll work. Okay, so the first thing they ask you to do is find the median. Right, so let's do. The median is the exact middle number. So you're trying to find the exact middle number of this data set. And so what I like to do is I like to start at the beginning and work from the beginning to the end. And I work my way in until I'm at that exact middle point. So it'll look something like this. I take one here, I take one there, I take one here, I take one, and I'm just working my way. Okay, you can see I'm just crossing things off. And I'm left now, if I cross off this one, where's that middle? And so on this guide, we don't have the exact middle number. And here's how you know, because everything to right of the 41 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 data points. And on the other side of the 35.4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So there's 7 numbers on each side of those. So that means the middle is somewhere right there. I have to figure out where that is, okay? All right, so what I have to do is I have to find what's known as the average. So I'm going to do 35.4 plus 41 divided by 2. And when I do that, okay, I get 35.4 plus 41, hit enter on your calculator, and then divide by 2. You should get 38.2 inches. And that's inches of precipitation, okay? All right, the next thing that it's asking you to find is, it's asking you to find the mean. And you just found the mean. I'll see if I can do red. So the mean is just the average, meaning what is the average annual precipitation in inches? This is the exact middle number. 38.2 inches is boom, right in the middle of that data set. But mean is what's the average. So what you have to do is you have to add up all these numbers. So in your calculator, 32 plus 61.8 plus 41.4 plus 63.4 plus 18.8. Put that in your calculator and add it all up, and you should get something like this. 612.8 divided by 16, and you get 38.3 inches. So you can see our mean and our median are very close, which means that data is well spread. That means our centers are very similar. And we're going to talk about what that means next week, but we just know the middle number is 38.2 and our average is 38.8 or 38.3. So the last thing that you are asked to find is the range. I'll do that one in green. The range is the smallest, okay, the largest number at 67.4 minus the smallest, which is 7.4. Put that into your calculator, okay? It's the largest number or the maximum minus the minimum, which is 60 inches. So our data is spread out. That means we go through quite a dry period where we don't get any, but then we're all the way up to that 60. So the range is 60. And I'm going to rewrite that maybe in a little bit darker color so you guys can see it. 67.4 minus 7.4. There's your 60 inches. Okay. What you guys need to do now, if you didn't get this, pause the video right here. And your job is to do number 2 on your own, okay? Do number 2, pause the video here and see if you can do that. When you turn this in at the end of the hour, I'll be looking for your work. So I'm gonna be looking for, did you put these in order? Did you circle the exact middle number? What happens when you add them all up, okay? Divided by how many there are. Remember, that is that mean. Added them all up and divide by how many numbers there are, okay? So I'll be looking for your work. Make sure you're doing all of it. Pause the video here and see if you can figure out number 2. All right, welcome back. What you need to do is you need to check your answers. So for this one, the median or the exact middle number is 7.5. Your mean is 8.31 and your range is 18. And this is all the hits of a hacky sack. So if you're playing hacky sack, the average number of hits that you're going to get before the hacky sack falls to the ground is a little over 8. Okay. All right. But here's the thing about data. Sometimes data is not presented to us as a list of numbers. So you have to be able to handle data presented to you in any way. It's kind of like our sequences. A sequence could be a list of numbers. A sequence could be a table. A sequence could be a graph. A sequence could be a story problem. It's the same thing with data. It doesn't matter how it is written. You have to figure out how to find the mean, the median, and the range. Okay, so again, we're presented with Summer Olympic medals, the number of medals. What's the first thing you have to do? Put things in order. Okay, so here are these in order. See if you can match what I'm doing. 10, 10, 12, 13, and a big 28. Okay, that is that data set presented. All right, notice I just wrote it out all in one list, 5, 4, 4, 5, 7, 9, 9, and 10, 10, 12, 13, and 28. Okay, let's find the median. Remember, the median is the exact middle number. So I start at the beginning and I cross one off. I start at the beginning, cross another one off at the end. I'm just working my way through the data point, seeing if I can find, oh, look at this. The middle is right there. And I know it's the middle because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data points on the left of that, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data points onto the right of it. So my median is 9 medals. Okay, the mean is I have to add them up and divide by how many countries there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 countries here. I'm going to move this guy down here, guys. I'm going to move the mean calculations to be down here so you can see those numbers a little bit better. There is the 11, okay? So I have to now add up what's 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7. Okay, so let's do this. 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 12 plus 13 plus 28. And you should get 111. Okay, so what's 111 divided by 11? Well, it's going to be What do we get here? 111 divided by 11, you get about 10.09 metals, 10.09 metals, which is just about 10 metals. So what this means is on average, every country that went to this, of these countries, of these 11 countries, if you were in the 2012 Summer Olympics, you would, on average, each of these countries would earn 10 medals, okay? All right, the range is 28 minus 4, which is 24 medals. That's quite a spread. So the exact middle is 9 medals they would be earning. The average was 10 medals, and the range is 24. All right, your turn. See if you can figure out number 4. Can you, given the land area in kilometers squared, figure out what is the mean, median, and range? Pause the video now and work number 4. Okay, your answer for number 4, the median should be 86,336 kilometers squared. The average land mass of those states and U.S. territories is 73,082.6 kilometers squared. And the range is huge. It's 140,070 kilometers squared. That's because Wisconsin versus American Samoa here, that is a big range. Okay, again, what happens if the way the data is presented changes? Well, the questions don't change, guys. It's still finding the middle number, the average, and then the spread or that range. And so what you need to do what happens if your data is given to you as a dot plot? So how do you interpret a dot plot? Well, first of all, you have to know that this represents a number line, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And you're just counting how many dots. So I have 3 for 3. Okay, that means, again, we're at the hacky sack game, that 2 games had hits of 3. I have 2 4s. I have 2 6s. I have 1 9. I have 1 12. I have 1 13, and I have 2 15s. Okay, all right. Pause the video here, and you need to figure out the median, the mean, and the range for both dot plots. So you're going to need to stop the video here, and you need to do both 5 and 6. Again, remember, we're looking for your work. Don't just watch the video and copy down answers. You're not going to get credit for that, okay? And this is you practicing. So do both 5 and 6, do both dot plot problems. Okay, for question 5, you should get the median or the exact middle number to be 6 hits of a hacky sack. Mean is 8.18 hits and range would be 12. All right, for number 6, you're looking at adult male heights. So the very middle is 72, but what's nice about this one is that you're also getting 72 for your mean. So the average height of a male, an adult male, is 72 inches and the range is 8. So not too huge of a range there. Okay, once again, what happens if the way the data is presented changes? So can you answer the same 2 questions, but this time it's now stem and leaf. So with stem and leaf, you have to read the key. And here the key tells us that 14-6 represents 1,460 or 1460. So now you have to, what's nice about stem and leaf and dot plot, it's already kind of written for you, but it is okay. I want you still to write out each data point. So our first one is 13.0. So we know that just means you put another 0 on. So it's 1300. Then I have 1360, and then I jump to the 1400s. 1460, another 1460, and 1470. Then I'm going to come down here to the 15s. So I have 1510, 1520, 1550, and 1560. And then I'll do the 16s, and I have a 1670. Okay, that's how that one works. Now that you have your data set, pause the video here and see if you can find the median, mean, and range for both of these stem and leaf. So do car weights and minutes to run a 5K. All right, Algebra 1, time to check your answers for number 7 and number 8. So for number 7, the median is 1490 or 1,490 kilograms. That's the exact middle of that data set. The average car weight is 1,486. That's your mean. And then the range is just 370 kilograms. Okay, how long does it take you to run a 5K? Well, the middle is about 34.5 minutes. The average person takes 32.7 minutes, and our range is 27. That is a little bit crazy. So, the thing I love about statistics, I don't think that is a correct range. It should be 17. Oh, that just means there's 27 minutes difference between the leader and the slowest person. We're going to learn how to interpret all of this next week. What we want you to do this week is to just practice how to do this. You're doing the mechanics. We'll get into the interpretation next week. So for your final, okay, the very last piece here is, can you find the same thing, the median, the mean, and the range, if your data now looks like what's known as a histogram? Okay, or a bar chart. The histogram and bar charts are different. You're going to hear us say histogram a lot. But the first one is the NCAA basketball tournament. So you can see all of the colleges, and you have to, you've got to figure out your list. And so here is your list. What I like to do is I like to come up here and say, okay, Iowa has won 24 NCAA championships. And at the top of each bar, I write the number. Seton Hall has won 9. Watch your scale. Illinois has won 30. Okay. Western Kentucky is at 22. Texas is at 32. Air Force, good old Air Force, is down there at 4. Okay. Pennsylvania is at 23. Alabama is at 19, St. Louis is at 9, Pacific is at 9, and Furnham is at 6. Okay, that is your data set. And so now you need to put that in order. So again, you're putting it in order from smallest to largest. So think about what's the smallest: 4, 6, a couple of 9s, ... Keep going. So what you need to do now is stop the video here or pause the video here, put your numbers in your list, find the median, the mean, and the range, and then try it for the last one at number 10. All right, your last two, guys. The first one, which is the NCAA, the very middle for those schools means they would have won 19 of those tournaments. The average is 17 wins. And the range is 28. That's a pretty big range. Some schools are winning a ton, some not at all. Oh, and this one, again, it's hard to see, so I'll read it for you. So median is, this is Academy, is it Academy Awards? Yes, Academy Awards. So of those movies in the category, the middle winnings would be 4 Academy Awards. The mean or the average number of Academy Awards won for that group is 4.64. So we're about 4 to 5. And the range is 8. Okay, remember guys, this is all about, can you find the center in the spread? Meaning, can you find the exact middle? Can you find the average? And can you find the maximum minus the minimum? Next week, we'll start to interpret. Okay, what does it mean that it's a median of 19 and a mean of 17? Remember, put your name on this and turn it in. Thank you, Algebra 1.